So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down, or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, you can feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And allow yourself to fidget, move, stretch, adjust in whatever ways feel best in your body right now. Just doing your best to allow your body to move you and not thinking so much about the movements, but just letting your body move and adjust in the ways that feel physically the best for you right now. And if what feels best for you right now is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you need to. And at any point, if you are feeling ready to come to a still position, then you may do so. Just feeling that the spine is nice and straight where you are, and allowing your eyes to gently close if you're in a place where you feel safe to do so and would like to. And you can mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full and intentional cleansing breath. A long and slow inhale in through the nose, and just letting yourself fill up fully to every corner and edge of you as you just pause for a moment to really experience what it feels like to be full. And as you need to, without straining, slowly letting that go. Exhaling bit by bit, and gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push that last bit of stagnant air out of you as you again pause for a moment to experience that sense of emptiness. And let your next breath come to you as it's needed. So you can breathe just like that for as many rounds as it feels good to you. Just not worrying about the actual length of your inhales, pauses, and exhales, but just letting them be exaggerated for what feels natural to you right now. So as your body inhales, maybe taking one more sip of air. Just letting that inhale be a little bit longer than usual. And same with your pauses and exhales, just letting it be a little bit more intentional and slower and deeper and longer than your first urge might be. Whatever this exaggerated breath looks like for you right now. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe in this intentional, exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful. And at any point, if you haven't already, you can release this guidance over your breath altogether. And just allow yourself to step into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that point of view where you are just witnessing the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct influence over the rhythm or depth of the breath. But maybe almost feeling like you're stepping back and up slightly in your mind into the role of the observer or the witness. And seeing if you can look at your breath right now just as you would any other force of nature. Imagining that same energy you would have if you were laying on the beach and just watching the waves roll up along the shoreline. And that feeling of just sitting back and watching, not trying to change anything about the rhythm of the waves, but just watching as they come and go. Remembering that your body is a force of nature, just like the waves. Your breath can be entirely automatic. And just starting to let go of some of the remaining tension that might be in your face right now. As you just remember all of the tiny muscles that exist in your face, all the different expressions that your face makes every single moment of the day is created by all these tiny little muscles along the eyes, along the nose, the mouth, the cheeks, even along your hairline, your ears, your scalp. And seeing if just for a moment you can let your face be totally soft. You can allow your jaw to just hang into place. Allow your lips to rest on each other. The corners of your mouth to soften. And just feel how this sense of letting go in the mouth will naturally let the chin relax a bit deeper. And the nostrils, and naturally spreading outward and upward as your cheeks soften, your ears and upper jawline, your eyelids, eyebrows, and forehead. Even letting the eyeballs just rest in their sockets and softening your gaze wherever it happens to be looking. And maybe almost feeling this sense that the muscles are letting go into the support of your skin. If you just remember your own anatomy and feeling like the muscles can just ungrip from the bones slightly, letting go from any tight stance and releasing back into the support of your skin. Just trusting your own anatomy and that you can let go. It is safe for you to let go of any sense of holding. And everything will be held exactly where it needs to be without any of your extra help or any of your doing. And allowing this same sense to naturally continue to spread down the rest of your body as the hairline softens back and the whole scalp releases a bit further. Naturally spreading down the neck, the backs and sides of the neck, down the arms and hands, the shoulders softening down. And at the same time as the shoulders soften down, you can feel the collarbones be broad and the tips of your shoulders reach away from each other. As you let your heart sit in this proud position and allow everything to soften around this proud posture. Letting the rib cage soften, all the muscles across the abdomen, the hips and the glutes. And even feeling the whole pelvic floor soften. There may be a sense that the pelvis is releasing down and out as you release remaining tension there. Feeling how that naturally lets the legs soften a bit more and the feet. As you just feel your body in the space that you're in, even if it's just for a split second, feeling yourself release into this moment, whatever that means for you, into your body in the position it is in the space you are in. Fully surrendering whatever part of your body is making contact with the surface beneath you. Fully releasing yourself into that supportive surface, into the earth that is supporting that surface beneath you. And feeling a deep sense of trust with gravity and the earth. And that when you release yourself, you will not get up and float away. And you will not be crushed into the earth, but you will be held exactly where you need to be. And maybe as you allow your body to soften, there could be some areas of tension in the mind that are popping up. And maybe even some areas of tension in the body that continue to creep back into you. And if any of those things are happening, just trusting that that is a part of this process. That does not mean you are doing anything wrong, or that you're having a bad day, or anything about you. But each and every time any of us shows up for a meditation practice or any practice that involves observation of the moment, we will find something different, because this moment and ourselves are constantly changing. And so if you are having difficulty maybe sitting still or getting the mind to feel still today, just letting that be a part of your practice, noticing that fact, letting that be a part of your observations. And knowing that that doesn't say anything deep or specific about you and who you are as a person. But if there are repeating thoughts or things that keep coming into the mind that are causing tension, you can maybe even allow yourself to bring all of your attention there. You can let this be a time to almost take inventory and make note of the things that are asking for your attention. Sometimes we can all get stuck in a state of mind where we feel like whenever anything unpleasant or scary or whenever anything turbulent comes up within us, in our mind or in our body, that if we give it attention, it will allow it to grow and we will be crushed beneath it. And we instead feel like what we have to do is push those things away, ignore them, and only focus on love and light. And the idea that what our attention is on will grow. And so if we bring attention to negative things, those negative things will grow. But that is not the case in my experience. In fact, it's usually the opposite. If there are negative or painful things that keep coming up and wanting my attention, the more I shove them down, the more I try to ignore them, the louder they echo within me, and the more insidiously they control my actions and my reactions, because it's something that I'm refusing to acknowledge or look at. And those things are scary. The things that we don't know about are scary. We all have some sort of fear about the unknown. And so when there are things within us that feel scary and unknown and just new in general, what can loosen that fear and that control that we feel it has over us is actually looking directly at it, shining the light of our own awareness into those dark corners of us and our mind and our souls. And seeing that, anything, when we shine the light on it, is a lot less scary. Like that old story that comes from, I believe it comes from Vedic wisdom, I believe. I will double check at the end of the session and write it in the chat. But there's an old story of seeing what you believe to be a coiled up snake in the corner of a dark room and being so afraid that this snake is going to get you. But when you grab a flashlight and shine the light on this dark corner, it's actually just a coiled up rope, and it's not even a snake. It's nothing to be afraid of. And so many things that we are scared of within ourselves are just ropes. They're not anything that will actually hurt us. And in fact, we're bringing awareness to things within us, to the contrast within us, the darkness and the light within us. Allows us to grow more fully and to be a broader, more authentic version of ourselves, a wholer version of ourselves, a version of ourselves that is honest with ourselves and is aware of everything within us. And this honesty with ourselves is required for deep honesty with others and the world around us. And oftentimes I find myself, if I'm having difficulty communicating with others or can't seem to find the right words to say, it's usually because there's something within me I'm hiding from. Or I'm just having a bad day. It doesn't always mean something deeper, but it oftentimes can mean that there's something that I need to work through. There's something I need to acknowledge within myself. And I'm going to read now from Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. And so you can continue to just feel your body, to soften your body, to take a mental inventory of your findings, and just allow anything that feels like it resonates with you to soak in deeper into you and not worrying about the rest. So everyone can benefit from self-healing. Even those who have not experienced serious trauma have at one point or another felt a sting of heavy emotions. The mind feels these moments sharply, and they tend to ripple outward, impacting how we think, feel, and act. Though we may learn to cope with mental tension and the unexpected changes that cause turmoil, by taking a deeper look inward, we may be able to mend old hurt and release old pain. By taking a deeper look inward, we may gain the courage to evolve into deeper mental clarity, to greater happiness, patience, honesty, and love. Essentials to remember on tough days. Practice patience. Accept what you feel. Do not punish yourself. Make sure you get good rest. Give yourself ample kindness and accomplish smaller goals that day. Do things that will calm your mind. Remember, a bad moment does not equal a bad life. And struggle can be a space for deep growth. Remember that this current discomfort is not permanent. And so, if you are in a stage in life right now where there is current discomfort or pain, a really helpful reminder that I tell myself often, well, there are two. There is the fact that every storm runs out of rain. And just remembering that when you are in the middle of a storm, it can feel like this is the way it's always been, this is the way it always will be. But the only thing we can count on is that every storm runs out of rain. And even when it feels like this is a never-ending storm we've been in, it will change. Every single thing in life is constantly changing. And another very helpful metaphor is that of the moon that comes from Hellenistic astrology, where the moon is the representation of our physical body, and the sun is the representation of our soul. Just like the moon, our body is made of matter, and it does not have a light of its own. It reflects the light of the soul within us, just like the moon reflects the light of soul or the sun. And sometimes the moon is fully illuminated by soul. And other times the moon is completely in the dark and we have a new moon and it's not reflecting any light, but it is still there. And we are the same way. Sometimes we feel fully illuminated by life, by our soul, by the world around us, and we feel capable of shining light for others within their darkness. And other times we ourselves feel like we're in the darkness. And the only thing we can count on is that these phases will change. And so you can use that as a comfort to you if you're in a place right now that you would like to change, in a phase right now where you feel like you're in the dark and disconnected. You can use that fact as comfort that this will change. And you are allowed to do whatever you need to do to comfort yourself in this darker space. All the feel-good things that you need, maybe playing your favorite video game or watching your favorite movie or laying in the sun or dancing or singing or cooking, anything at all that really makes you feel better and comforted. And you can also use that same fact as permission for you to fully feel all the good stuff you're feeling. If you're in a full moon phase and you feel whole and connected and bright, and reminding yourself that this is temporary, and so you have permission to make the most of it and to share as much light as you can while you're feeling it. And so you can, once again, just allow your body to soften and your face to soften if any tension has crept back. And just take this moment now to tune into your heartbeat. And just remind yourself that anything you've heard today that resonated with you or struck a chord with you, just trusting that that feeling can come when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing those truths to be enhanced within us, so you feel a bit more confidence to act on your own inner knowing, on your own intuition. Trusting that you already know all you need to know, all you need to do. And there is nobody out there who can teach you more about yourself than quiet time with yourself can teach you. And just never giving that power away to anyone else. You are strong and you are capable. And the proof of that is in your existence right now. The fact that you exist in this body, wherever you are in the world, and have made it to this point through all the hardships you've gone through in life, means that you are strong and you are capable. And you are worthy of this life and of love. And there's nothing else you need to do to prove it. All the proof is in your existence. And so just allow yourself to be loved, to be strong and capable. So if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just take this moment to really feel all of this strength and power that is generated through you in your heartbeat, in your hands. Reminding yourself that there is nobody out there who is just like you. And you are special and have important things to offer the world around you. Even when you forget that. And so you can take a final deep and full breath into your body, filling up the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you let your head gently bow. And take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.